Hi guys, I thought I'd show you today something that I created back in 1994. During my university days. It's a simulator. It's called Spurs8 because it's version 8 of my basketball simulator. It's probably the best bit of code I've ever written, and I know it's been a long time since we've had a rock and style video, so I thought I would share this with you. So basically what we're going to do is, I've already been simulating a lot of games because I haven't played it for like 20 years or something, and we're down to, from a 16 team draw, we're down to basically the Knicks versus the Suns in the final. So what I'm going to do is go straight into start league game, and I'm going to put in Knicks and type in Suns and go enter, and the simulation speed I'll set as 1, and at the start you're presented with like 14 different players. You can choose to switch players out. So what I'll do is I might put in this Tim McCormick and switch out Greg Anthony. So number 9's gone and 14's coming in. So as you can see, the top 10 players, so there's 5 players here and 5 off the bench. So I go exit and we go to the next team. I'm not going to switch any players in the Phoenix Suns, Charles Barkley's team, and we've hit enter and the game started. So basically on the screen here we have rebounds and passes and a whole host of things happening. The simulation allows for 15 different speeds. 0 speed is flat out. I think it's on speed 1 or 2 right now, so it's running quite fast. If it was recoded I can probably change this a lot, but it's just what I did back in the day. There's passes, there's rebounds, there's blocks, there's assists, there's 3-pointers, you name it, it's in the simulation. Each player is based on, well, so this noise is a 3-pointer, someone just got a 3-pointer, Doc Rivers. But the simulation's based on, for each player, it's based on their last 5 years that they did at that point in time in 1994. So up to 5 years maximum of their scores. And it had more emphasis on their last year of playing, but it still included 5 years or up to 5 years. And I used a lot of different stats from the almanacs, the basketball almanacs, to get the scores. Okay, so the screen run now, this is where it allows you as a coach, that's how the game works. So you can play as a coach against somebody else. So when your endurance gets down to 1 or 0, it's probably worth switching a player out. So what you do is it says bench what player. So I'm going to bench number 3, Richard Dumas, and put in Mark West. And I'll bench number 4, Joe Klein, and put in Frank Johnson. And hit 0 to exit, and it continues on. So we're 15 minutes into the game. Back when this was done, it was 2 halves of 24 minutes a half. We didn't have quarters back in those days from memories, unless I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure there may have been some halves around that time instead of quarters. Okay, so for the New York Knicks, Charles Oakley's tied, he wants to come out, so he's a 0. We'll put him, switch him with Anthony Mason, and we'll switch out Doc Rivers. So number 4 with number 9, Tim McCormick, and go 0 to continue. So we're nearly coming up to half time. I think the version 8 of this needed to be tweaked a bit more to try and get a bit more balance in the halftime score. Maybe it's a bit low. You know, I'd have to try and dig up the code. Now basically the story on the code is it's on an old laptop hard drive, and I haven't been able to restore the Pascal code, so I've only got exe files floating around. So that's a bit of a pain. Over the years I've tried to restore the data on that drive and I've had no success, but I haven't thrown it out, I've still got it. But I'm not aware of how to reverse engineer an exe file, and I have done my research on that, and I do have a master's degree in IT, so I'm not an idiot. But I couldn't work out how to reverse engineer an exe file from Pascal to a PAS file.
So if you can, tell us.
If you know how, let me know. Thanks, 9-bit. So how far in this game are we now? So we're basically at 31 minutes in, and it looks like it's a low scoring game. So 33, 34 minutes in, and the New York Knicks want Hubert Davis out, and we're going to put in Tony Campbell. And we want to get rid of Kevin Johnson, put in Danny Ainge for the Phoenix Suns. Joe Klein's out, and we'll put in Dan Majelli. Okay, so the New York Knicks are winning quite comfortably here. There's a 5, here's a foul here. You can hit the spacebar to pause it, and hit enter again to continue, but there's a foul there that was done by a player there. Charles Oakley, here we go. Charles Oakley has got 5 fouls, so he's out. I think in Australian basketball it's 6 fouls, but 5 here, he's out, he can't play anymore. So we'll switch him out for John Starks. And I know that the players are not being switched out properly here, like, you know, switching out, say, a centre for a guard and things like that. I'm just demonstrating what we have here. And I've noticed, since I haven't seen this for like 20 years, there's a lot of metrics. I'll show you stats at the end that I do have, but there's some major ones I don't have that I should have, which are very easy to calculate. So if I do get the code again, I will actually do that. I'll get it to come up with some of the metrics. Like I'll show you at the end of this game to see who wins this little competition I got.
And then maybe one day he'll be able to figure out to actually do the rest on Unity, so then it actually, instead of it just being a online thing where it doesn't show what they're doing, it actually shows what they're doing.
Yeah, well, I think with Unity, Riggy's right. I think with Unity what I can do is I can just at least at a minimum have blocks with players' faces on them, and we can get them to move around like a real basketball game. And having them moving in and out for 2-point shots and 3 points and all that. So I think I could do that. I know how to do that. With pretty comfortable. I could do that. It takes some work, but I think that would be a good version.
Before you do that, you need to do Monsters and Munchies.
The game Monsters and Munchies, yeah.
We
Look at that.
it.
Okay, guys, we've got a -4 on Doc Rivers. I'll just get him out and put in Charles Smith. We're getting close to the end of this game, I think. Danny Ainge is out. I'm going to put in Joe Klein. Getting very close to the end of this game.
They've been playing for an hour nearly.
They're up 47 minutes. Here we go. It's game over. So you return at the end. And basically, the man of the match was Patrick Ewing from the New York Knicks, and the New York Knicks won 78-59. I'm just writing that score down because I've been tracking the scores. Okay, now what I want to show you, I'll just go for like here. It's showing you the 2-pointers, and that's where I really think I need to tweak the game more to get more balance, and that's just something I'll work out because I haven't again touched the code for 20 years, and if I get the code, I'll tweak it so it's more realistic. But we do have the player's name, the free throw, the 2 points, 3 points, total blocks, assists, rebounds, and endurance and their fouls and so on. Just some metrics we've got. This is the overall metrics about after playing total 9 games. It's got all the metrics here for all the players. So I'll just go back into the game again. Spurs8. Go in here and I'll just show you the leaderboard. There's been a number of games played here. So Pistons are actually on top. They played 8 and won 6. Lost 2. There's points for and against and just overall points. You get 1 point for a draw, 2 for a win, 0 for a loss. There's 27 teams back in those days, back in 1994. So the good thing is about this is you can set up data files. There's a whole lot of data files you can set up. So you can create your own teams. So if you want to have a team from the Michael Jordan era, or if you want to have a team, which I've got here, that doesn't have the Dennis Rodman in the team. So, but you can do say LeBron team, or a Shaq team, or a Kobe.
You can make your own team.
Kobe team, whatever team you want from what era. Larry Bird.
And you can even customize.
You can customize your own team, put in real people you know. So that type of stuff, the data files can be added for that. I'm just going to go into the statistics and show you a few. So top 3-pointers. Here's some here we have. Shows you who's made the most top 3-pointers. But what I don't have in all this, and it's easy to calculate. Don't know why I didn't do it back in the day. These are the field goals made. I'm not showing you the percentages of attempted and made, so I can easily add that in. So when I get the code, I will put that in, and we can sort by percentages all the totals. Most points, you see here, Karl Malone scored the most points after about 7 games or 8 games. David Robinson, Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan's played a couple of less games. Obviously, usually he's on top. Leading rebounders, this might be close. Look at that, Patrick Ewing 105, David Robinson 103, and so on. So yeah, it'd be good to sort of put it up against some of today's players and make up your own teams from today. What have we got here? Assists. So we've got a total of assists here. Kevin Johnson on top, Isaiah Thomas.
And who knows? Maybe you'll actually make a team that has a bunch of only you, just a bunch of your names. Everyone's called your name.
Absolutely. You can do that.
You can do anything.
Make up your own heights and stuff. So I'll probably do one where we can do some random generation teams and stuff like that. So I need to get the logic of it improved once I get the code. I've been wanting to get the code out so I could code it in C# or something like that in Unity 3D or JavaScript. Here we go. Karl Malone, most blocks there. I'm sure Dennis Rodman, if we put him in, he's going to be right on top there. Did I just see Dennis Rodman? Maybe he was in there. I thought I saw something then. If he is, it must be when he's... Oh, we do have Dennis Rodman. Wow. So I'm guessing this early on in his... Oh, this is not in 94. I need to look at that. It's interesting he's not at the top of the rebounds. Oh, duh. Use your brain, Dad. That's blocks. Okay, I'm fried. Let's go back to rebounds. Dennis Rodman. There he is down 49, but he's still down the list. It's unusual. Okay, so there's lots of tweaking to be done and stuff like that, I would say. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed what we showed you here. So you can do individual games, or you can start a league game. There's the check current league ladder, statistics, and we're going to put in some beginners info and all this stuff. But it's my simulation. I put so much effort into this. It's an awesome thing, and I just thought I'd share it. And we'll see you later on.
On the flip side.
Rock and style.